Hello, I'm drinking Julius Punch. So this is a version of Julius with lots of fruits. It has pineapple, sweet orange, passion fruit, and lime puree. Interesting they say sweet orange. If you just say orange, you can assume it's not sour orange. Um, I've had a bunch of different Julius fruit versions. Maybe I've had Julius passion fruit, but usually the ones I've had are like Julius with mango and peach and stuff. But this one has other stuff in it too. Yeah, lime, puree, pineapple, sweet orange, passion fruit. I love passion fruit. I usually don't get beers with orange in them or IPAs with orange or lime because they're already like really citrusy. And that always add more citrus and bitterness. And orange is just a really strong flavor. It just makes every beer kind of seem like a shandy. Mango is probably one of my favorite things to add. But here we go. Let's jump in. Ooh, kind of a darker color. This is the first time I've done this, so it's rather dark. Julius is a little bit darker, but that's interesting. I hope it's not like oxidized, but all these fruits definitely will add some color. Yeah, the passion fruit is kind of a weird color. Maybe that's what's kind of making it darker. And it doesn't look like, it's kind of murky up here, but down here I can sort of see the shadow of my finger through it. And the head looks pretty good. It's 6.8% alcohol. I mean, maybe it's lower since I assume they don't like let the stuff ferment, you know? And it was canned January 22nd. I believe this is the first batch, at least the first batch in cans. So that makes it's a little over 2 weeks old. And yeah, the orange, immediately, that's what I smell. And I feel like it's just kind of, I don't know if I want to say cheating, but it's kind of not totally necessary. Though I have had several of their IPAs on tap with orange and really enjoyed them. I'm just afraid it's going to cover up the other stuff. Yeah, it's lemon lime. Or orange lime more, I guess. A little lemony. And I don't know if I'm getting pineapple and tropical stuff, though. Passion fruit is a pretty strong flavor, but mixed with all this other stuff, it's kind of getting lost a bit. It's very orange Julius-y smelling, though, for sure. It still has a little bit of that creamsicle, almost vanilla note. Their yeast is almost lost. But I bet I'll get more nuance in the flavor. What's nice is it's not too astringent. There's no peach in this. Peach seems to just add astringency a lot. It's super juicy. A little bit of a fruit cocktail thing going on. And I probably have it a little bit too cold right now. Decent body. There is a hint of acidity in there. It's a little bit of a throat bite. I wouldn't call it a throat burn. This isn't like super bitter and weird, but it is a little bit of a different experience than Julius. It's definitely kind of a Julius shandy with a cornucopia of fruits. And the head's sticking around pretty well. I mean, this is really good. The Julius is a great base, but it's almost lost. Yeah, it's nice. It's tasty. It's very drinkable. That's what I was a little worried about, is that it's going to be too astringent. When I say astringent kind of means bitter, but for this I'm combining like bitterness and acidity from the hops, but then the fruit bring in their own kinds of bitterness and acidity, and sometimes that's too much. This one's not too much. It lingers with sort of a limey bitterness. That is really nice. But if you add pineapple, orange, passion fruit, and lime to any beer, it might be good. I mean, unless you add it to like a super duper bitter IPA, then it will just make it too much, maybe. Um, but it's just it's a super juicy beer for sure. Did I do this? I don't think I did this. Let's pour some more in there. This is one that, yeah, don't. You could chug this ice cold, but probably to really appreciate all the fruits, you should let it warm up a little bit. And it's not oxidized or anything. Yeah, the color, it looks a little weird because of the fruit additions, but it's tasting fine. Or tasting really good, I'd say. Yeah, this sort of reminds me of on draft. For years on draft, they've done fruit infused versions of their IPAs. It's only the last few years that they've been canning them. And this really reminds me of the versions they have on draft that are usually better than the cans. There is one time I had, I think, was it Julius Mango Peach that was like something was off or something. I can't remember which one I had, or maybe it was Alter Ego. Um, they're not always they don't always nail it, but this one reminds me of the times when they really nail it. Mm-hmm. And as it warms, there's still some of that Julius. There's some of their unique banana-like yeast, but not Clovey, not Hefeweizen, not Belgian. It's not getting towards that area. Kind of not quite bubblegummy. It's just this unique yeast quality that's their own. Yeah, this is very nice, pleasant surprise. I didn't buy this one myself. I probably would have passed. And the citrus oranginess is like they could have dialed that back a bit. This would be like maybe a 4.5 if they had dialed that back. Especially the lime. The lime is quite like it's at first it's orange and then it lingers with lime more than anything. I wish I got more passion fruit. And I don't mind the pineapple, little bit of pineapple. I mean the only teeny bit of pineapple in there. Because pineapple can just be too sweet and flabby or something. Yeah. I'm not getting much passion fruit. Also, this is probably way too cold. Yeah, I'm not really smelling it either. But super fun beer. Maybe a 4.4. Bye.